If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Stop and Shop Auto Parts, or Stop and Shop Auto Sales, I should say, presents the Coach Matt Griffith Show, head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School. And man, when they say athletic director, you got a lot of balls in the air right now.
Yeah, I've got to get home, and then real quick, we're going to drive to Montgomery, and we play at 9. If we win at 9, we play at 3. I will not be able to see the 3 o'clock game. We'll have to get back for practice. And so, we're excited. Our volleyball team hosted and won the area tournament. And,
And that's a big deal, too.
Listen, Coach Blocker's done such a good job. And we've looked at the bracket. Me and her sat down. We were looking at the bracket. We feel really good about today. We feel really good about getting to Birmingham. And me and you were talking before. A lot of people have moved the game to Thursday. And that's well, you know what? At the end of the day, we couldn't. I just felt that would take away from her and our program in volleyball, and our kids were very excited about going down there. And, a little rain never hurt anybody, and especially with a turf field, it's just old-fashioned football that you play no matter what the weather is. So
we were begging for rain a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now we're griping about it. Now, we're a little worried just because we needed that fan base and we needed that big gate at home because our budget's based off of it. But at the end of the day, the budget doesn't override to win the football game, get in the playoffs, and let's see what goes on.
We talked 3 weeks ago, biggest game to that point, Center Point. Sylacauga won that game. Well, next week, that was in the rearview mirror for the biggest game of the year to date. Central of Clay County, Sylacauga, unfortunately lost that game. And tonight, it's the biggest game of the year.
There's no doubt. Each one of them's a big game. And, I think our kids handled the loss pretty well. We came in Monday with a mindset that what we've got to do is watch film. We've got to show the mistakes. We got to show them where they played extremely not well to beat a good football team. And then you got to move past it. Kids do a better job than adults do. We probably got a ton of adults in the town that still hadn't moved past it. But as a coach and as a player and as a football program, you've got to move past it or you can't win the next game. You can't keep dwelling on those things. We have been focused from Monday on about beating Montford, getting in the playoffs, and then we're going to see what shakes out once we get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of social media posts about different things, and whatever it is, we've got to move forward. That's behind us.
That's right.
Can't do anything about it. And you got another big matchup tomorrow night against the Munford Lions, who gave you more than you can handle, almost more than you can handle last year.
Right. Well, it's a good football team. Coach Easley's doing a good job. They've got them and Lincoln have probably the best athletes in Talladega County. There's no doubt. And they're very athletic, got a very athletic quarterback. They've got 2 to 3 athletic running backs. They are in a 3-3 stack. They bring a lot of heat defensively that can cause you problems. So, we've got to play well. There's no doubt. We cannot take this team lightly. It's 2 good football teams. And, you talk about social media, it doesn't take a lot of guts to get on social media and say anything when there's no repercussions. That's the problem in our culture, is that it doesn't take any guts. It doesn't take courage. What takes courage is to go meet with somebody face to face and then tell them how you feel. We don't want to do that anymore.
Nah, that's out of the norm for sure.
Yeah.
Not belaboring the 28-0 loss at Central of Clay County last week, but Sylacauga, really in the first half, was their own worst enemy.
Listen, you take the opening drive, and we drive from the 20 to the 40-yard line. We're going in, we fumble the football. Okay, it happens. We give up a touchdown. We take the next drive, we drive all the way down there about to 20. We miss a very chip shot field goal. All right, well, defense played well. They came up with a turnover, intercepted the ball on the 50. We drive it down to about the 25. We miss another field goal. And when that happened, you saw some air start going out of our kids, because when you play a top team, you need some success early, especially one that you've not beaten before with the caliber of that football program. And when things didn't go well, we kind of did not react the way a coach wants you to react. And that's probably more disappointing than the loss itself, is that you lose that fight just a little bit, But I've been in this a long time. This is my 29th year. I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen to other teams, not just here, but other places. And what you've got to do is point it out on film, show them. And we had 2 or 3 kids with a gut check. We had 2 or 3 kids absolutely see themselves on film and just could not believe how the lack of effort in the second half. And I think it got their attention.
Tape doesn't lie, does it?
It doesn't. I think it got their attention. I think they saw it and they didn't realize it. And then that is life. You hope that you learn from your mistakes and then you move on, that you don't make those same mistakes twice. And I think you'll see a different ball club Friday night.
Turnovers are never your friend unless it's you're getting them from the other team. But seemed like late here in the season, second half of the season, you've had some turnovers deep in the opponent's territory that's really hurt you.
Well, and a lot of them, what we call mesh points, when we're reading an end and the end crashes hard. And a lot of times he's trying to maybe disconnect the football, and that's part of running option football, that it happens sometimes. We're not doing that as much. Probably this week we're doing some base gives and some just things that our running backs can just lay their ears back, know they're getting the football. And, we've simplified some things going into this game, but a lot of that's because of what Mumford does defensively. We've just kind of simplified it so we pick up all those stunts. We pick up how much heat they're bringing, and we're just trying to spring our backs into open field and let them be good running backs.
Sylacauga's playoff hopes kind of hinge on just a couple of things, and one with Clay Central game, and then with Sylacauga's game against Munford. How does this play out?
Well, we win, we're in. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If we win, we're in the playoffs, and you're 8-2. You made the playoffs, and then we'll see what standing. If Clay beats Center Point, we'll be third, and we'll play at Alexandria. If Clay loses to Center Point, we will be fourth, and we would go to Etowah. And I tell you, it tells you how tough the region is.
Yeah.
That you might finish up 8-2, and you finished fourth in a region. That is incredible. I talked to the Alabama High School Athletic Association. I've got, Coach Briggs and all them. And the bottom line is it may be one of the toughest North or toughest 5A regions in the state. You got 5 teams that can all be quarterfinal teams. And last year it happened. 3 of the 4 quarterfinals, 2 went to the semis and 1 won it. So tough region, tough football, but I'm glad we're in it. I think it prepares you for a playoff run because you're in such a tough league.
Yeah, 8-2 is a great season for a lot of schools.
It is, but you know what I told our kids Monday? You lost the game. We lost the game, but all our goals are still in front of us. We can't win a region championship, but we can make the playoffs. We can host playoff games. We can continue to win. We like how the bracket is set up. If we're third, even if we're fourth, if we can win the first round game, we like the bracket to keep playing. We think we've got a good shot to keep playing after the first round. And once the kids saw it, I think, there's a grind in football that when you hit about week 8, that you see a lull. We've not hit that. We practiced all week. You would never believe that this was week 10. You would have thought it's week 4. And I hadn't seen that in our kids in a while, that pop in their step in week 10, that they're ready to keep playing. So hopefully that's what happens. We've got to win this one Friday night for our hopes to be alive.
And that means that we need a lot of people in the seats at Legion Stadium, because it's amazing how the student body and the fan support really, home field advantage, it really plays a role in winning or losing.
It does, and you'll see it today. Listen, if people come to Montgomery, we'll have a good turnout of our kids and our community for volleyball, and it gives those girls an advantage. I don't think our community understands that when a young girl's sitting on the bench right before she goes out and she looks behind her and she sees all these people from Sylacauga, our kids notice that. Our kids notice when the stands are full. They feel that they're supported. You can't trick kids. I've always said that. You have to be honest and upfront. You can't trick a kid. they know whether you support them or not. And so we'll have a big turnout at volleyball, and that's awesome. And I know the rain may be coming, but you know what? It was 95% rain Monday, and we never got a drop while we practiced. You don't know what's going to happen.
Bring your rain suit.
Bring your rain suit.
Yeah. Sylacauga hosting Munford tomorrow night in the last regional game and the last home game of the regular season for Sylacauga. It is senior night. And before we go this morning, talk about your senior group here at Sylacauga High School.
Well, there's 21 of them, and we were going through senior night, and we were listing how long they have played or how long since the ninth grade. You know, and we've done this for years, but since my second year here to build our numbers up, we started rewarding kids that had played football 9th through 12th a watch with their name and their number engraved on it to give them a reward for staying with the program so long. We're going to have to buy a lot of watches. I mean, of those 21, I think I counted 19 that have been with us since the 9th grade. That's incredible in this day and time that kids have stayed in the program that long and continued to play. It's a very special group. They're a good group of kids. They're a tight-knit group of kids, and I just hope they keep doing the things that we ask them to do. You know, when we were practicing in 100-degree weather, not one complaint. You know, not one complaint. When we started conditioning Monday.
What about the old guys? Y'all complain any?
Well, it's rougher on us than it is them, I promise you. So, good group of kids. It's a special group of kids. And our hope as a staff, and our hope as a community and as our school, is that they'll accomplish those goals that we've set out for them. Because I tell you what, they deserve it. Yeah. They do. And I think it's lined up for them. We just have to realize that you kids have to make plays in big ball games. And you have to play hard every single snap, and good things happen.
Yep. Let's see these seniors off for the regular season at least, with a big crowd at Legion Stadium tomorrow night, kick at 7 o'clock. Coach Matt Griffith, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School. Don't forget volleyball in Montgomery today for the Lady Aggies as well. The Coach Matt Griffith Show brought to you by Stop and Shop Auto Sales, West 1st Street in Sylacauga.